huge fight on the 22nd. But how much has each boxer improved since 2 years ago?
Well, I think, coming off the best win of his career for Derek Chisora, beating Carlos Takam, he's in a great place. He's teamed up with David Haye, just a couple of yards to my left. And I think David's going to get him in a great shape physically, mentally. And I think he feels $1 million right now. I think Dillian Whyte has improved a lot. He's coming off his career best victory as well against Joseph Parker. He's beaten everyone that's been put in front of him, and he's worked very, very hard in the process. Both guys in this fight feel like the way to victory is to break the other person. Not just their jaws, but their heart, their attrition in this fight. And that's going to be ugly like we saw in the first fight. It's one of the best heavyweight fights we've ever seen. David said he'd quite like Derek Chisora to box a little bit more and slip a few jabs and actually not get hit as much. I don't think that's in his mindset. I think he thinks he's going to go in there, go to war and just try and out-tough Dillian Whyte. That's easier said than done, because Dillian Whyte is extremely tough as well. It's going to be a brilliant heavyweight fight.
And the first fight was such a classic that there's been a documentary made about it. Do you think that this fight will be just as much as a classic? And do you think that the winner will be contender for the best heavyweight in the world?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the first fight was probably one of the best heavyweight fights we've ever seen. The second fight will be the 13th round. It'll be an extension of that. And I think the winner of this fight will be looking to fight for the world heavyweight title, whether that's Deontay Wilder, whether that's Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury's in the mix now. There's never been a better time in the heavyweight division. For Whyte, I think the more pressure is on him. Chisora's been goading him a little bit, saying, you've virtually got a shot at the world title. Why are you risking it against me? That's because he loves to fight, and he'll fight anybody. And he's doing that on December 22nd at the O2. So both these guys, and make no mistake, the reason why David Haye's got involved is because he thinks Chisora can win and land a big shot against Anthony Joshua as well. So he wants to be part of that journey. Both guys have got their mind on the same thing, which is a shot at the world heavyweight title. And certainly victory for either guy should lead them to that point in 2019.
How much will an enforced rematch between Wilder and Fury affect Anthony Joshua?
Well, it hasn't been enforced yet. It's been sanctioned. So there's a lot of sort of doubt about ordered and sanctioned. What the WBC have said is we sanction the rematch, we agree with it happening, and let us know how you get on. They haven't ordered it. They haven't said it must happen. So that doesn't really change a lot. Fury against Wilder, rematch, still a big fight. If Wilder wants to be undisputed, he's always gone on in his career about one face, one name, one king of the division. To do that, you have to be undisputed. The only way you can do that is to win the belts. Anthony Joshua has 75% of the belts, but we want that 25%. Anthony Joshua wants that 25%. So if he does want to create history, if he does want to create a legacy, he's got to fight Joshua, and then he can fight Tyson Fury. But he may go straight into the Fury fight. So these next couple of weeks are going to be very interesting. Certainly the winner of December 22nd could also be a contender for the April 13th fight at Wembley. Just great times in the heavyweight division. Literally anything can happen.
Will it be difficult to negotiate a fight when you don't have the best relationship with the promoter, Frank Warren?
Yeah, well, I mean, Tyson Fury's already reached out to me for a chat. We've had a brief chat. And I respect him. I've written him off in that fight. I didn't think he had a chance. I wrote him off against Klitschko, and he came good in both of those. So, I think there's always a deal to be done in this sport. I think, a poor relationship doesn't make things easier, but anyone that's smart enough to know that you put that to one side for good business, sometimes you get it over the line. I haven't got a great relationship with Fury's promoter or Wilder's promoter. In fact, I haven't got a very good relationship with anyone. But we managed to get fights done because we do good business and we pay people on time. We're very, very honest, and that's very rare in this industry. So, we'll be in America this week. There's loads of meetings going on right now. Last time, I think everybody made the mistake of talking too much. I was telling the media about negotiations. Shelley Finkel from Wilder's side was doing the same. This time, it's going to go under the radar. We need to try and stay calm, stay quiet, get these over the lines, and give the public what they want.
There has been some very scathing criticism of you from Frank Warren. I'm just going to read you what he said in the Sunday Times. The kid just goes off talking rubbish. He has an ego which is awful. If he were my kid, I'd slap him down. Tell
you what, if I was his kid, I might be able to get him out of the hole he's in. But listen, Frank's Frank. He's been at the top of the sport for a long, long time. Once he was like me, a younger guy who disrupted the sport and took control. And it's hard for him to get his head around that. But, I respect Frank Warren. He's been around a long time. I've got nothing bad to say about him. And we just carry on doing what we're doing. We've got 60-odd shows around the world now in multiple territories. But we want to make the big fights. We want to make Joshua against Wilder. We want to make Joshua against Fury. And he wants that. make no mistake, Anthony Joshua wants to beat all these guys. And he'll get the chance to do it. This is not about the next 6 months. This is about the next 6 years for Anthony Joshua and creating a legacy in the sport and being a true great. And to do that, he has to beat everybody.
Very diplomatic, Eddie. Just finally, Rocky Fielding obviously fights this weekend as well. How's the build-up going for that?
Good. It's a massive opportunity for Rocky. He's flown out to New York. He was there on Saturday. He's soaking it all up. It's a monster fight. It's a very, very difficult fight. He's a massive underdog. He does have size on his side. He's a big super middleweight. He's a big 168-pounder. And Canelo's really a light middleweight coming up to middleweight. But Canelo is probably pound for pound #1 in the sport right now. But you have to take these opportunities. It's a life-changing opportunity financially, just in terms of making history, creating a legacy and memories in the sport of boxing. So Rocky will be there this week at Madison Square Gardens against Canelo, with probably a couple of thousand Scousers as well, making a trip out, making a lot of noise, living a dream. And he's right up against it, but I'll tell you, he'll give everything he's got.